What's up, everyone? This is Kyle over at BOHO HOBO. We are going live through our page right now through BOHO HOBO, but it's going to be for a crafted Cyberfair. It's a cyber event that's being held by Michael John Haggerty in Syracuse, New York. So I hope you guys enjoy. We're going to be covering different clothes that we have out right now. All merchandise can be bought on our store at BOHOHOBOLifestyle.com. We're going to be going over the collection of clothes and also doing a demonstration of matcha tea. So we're going to be starting in like 3-4 minutes. So yeah, just hang in there. Hope you guys enjoy.
Enjoy.
Aaron Neff, what's good?
Yeah, so we should also do like a tour of at least my room, and then I would talk about how you.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we're at Gear Factory right now. It's a music artist, creative entrepreneur collective in Syracuse on the west side. It's a building that is it's like a apartment complex with shared spaces with like shared kitchen, shared bathrooms, and then we all have our own little like suites broken up into that. So Andy and I, we're currently living at the Gear Factory right now in one of the apartments in separate suites. I just moved in today, and yeah, so we're currently in Andy's apartment suite right now, and we're just gonna do a little run through of like what it looks like.
Yeah, so I moved here back in
this is the door entranceway.
back in December,
just to give you guys some
last year. Yeah, so this is kind of here. Let me.
Here, you take it now.
Yeah. So behind me, I got a loft. So pretty much everyone at this point, maybe plus or minus a few people, have a loft in their room. So I built this right around when quarantine started, and kind of give you a look up on top of the loft.
Yeah, so given that this is like commercial lot with the Gear Factory, the idea behind it is that you kind of have like your own little storefront based out of this apartment suite too. So if you guys are interested in any gear, just hit us up in DMs, and you can stop by at the Gear Factory little BOHO HOBO shop that we have, which is this room, and we have clothing for sale, matcha tea, anything of that sort.
Yeah, obviously because of quarantine, you're not allowed to actually come to the building right now, but once quarantine's over, we do have our business location listed as the Gear Factory, so we will have, regular visiting hours, I guess, like store hours for when Kyle and I are actually in the building, so you can actually come through and shop our stuff. Yeah. All right, cool. It's 8 o'clock, so we're gonna...
Yeah, 8 o'clock. We're gonna do a quick run through of all the clothing we got. So first up, we got the Ufo Hat. Bang, bang.
Yeah, so we do dad hats on like pretty much all of our...
It's all embroidered.
Runs. Like I'm currently wearing one of our original hats from like 3 years ago.
Yeah, you. How about you talk, and I'll just kind of.
Cool. Yeah. So that was our pineapple hat we made. This is one of our newer hats. It's called the Moonship Hat. We got some cool graphics. Got some beanies as well. It's always good to have beanies, especially in Syracuse. Never know when it might snow during like July, so why not have a good beanie? Got another one. This is our like OG graphic. Great beanies.
Yeah, these ones we embroidered ourselves. It's actually not too hard to embroider. Like, we could teach you if you have like a brother sewing machine. And since we have the Bindle, that's like...
I thought you were about to say because if you have a brother.
No, but brother, what other sewing machines do we got here?
Singer.
Singer, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're all like digitized embroidery.
So again, all of our merch you can find on our website at BOHOHOBOLifestyle.com in the shop section.
This is screen printed.
I can kind of
so we do all of the graphic designing ourselves. Any multimedia comes from us. the guys over at Print Hub, which is actually located in the Gear Factory, do the actual screen printing for us. When we first started BOHO HOBO, we did it ourselves, but through the years with just like scaling up, we ended up outsourcing to our friends over at the Print Hub. So check them out if you guys are interested in getting your own screen printing done.
Let's like rotate.
Oh, okay.
So this is one of our new hoodies. We got Kyle and I did all the patchwork. You'll see on the inside here tagging, and then also on the front of them is a tag as well. You know, we like to really add that like accent, that extra branding to our stuff to really, you know, show that we know what we're doing, that we actually have a part in making this stuff, and we're not just sitting back and doing nothing.
We also, after the guys at Print Hub do the screen printing, we'll, this one's specifically, in all the tie-dye that we have, we do the tie-dyeing ourselves. So there's a tie-dye, and then trying to get through this quick, and then here's another tie-dye. So I guess this is a good point right now to just kind of explain what BOHO HOBO is. So BOHO space HOBO. So BOHO meaning bohemian, and hobo meaning like outdoor traveler. So the idea behind BOHO HOBO is creating a collective of creatives, entrepreneurs, independent thinkers who are like going off on this journey, going against the grain of like typical mainstream, and like going out and doing their own thing. And then this is like a platform that kind of empowers individuals to be able to pursue that with confidence. And we tie in a lot of different elements. We have the matcha tea, we have outdoor adventure. As far as like we go on like nature hikes together, we travel a lot, go to different community events in the area, go to music festivals. We'll go there to sell our merchandise, as well as do film and photography, basing it around different cultures that we encounter. We also have a podcast called Bindleism, a philosophy to a self-sufficient lifestyle, that's on Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you guys are interested. What's up, Drew? How's it going? Drew Shoop, he's the mastermind behind the Print Hub. So you guys, anyone
he was
who's
on
interested,
this morning actually.
Oh yeah, he was. So just check out printhub.com, type into Google if you guys are interested in getting your own screen printing done.
One last one here. Got these new Windbreaker jackets in.
Explore endlessly, that's kind of like the slogan. Well, that is our slogan. So BOHO HOBO, explore endlessly. And the idea behind that is like the idea of like the journey, the process to whether it's like personal development, starting your own business, starting your podcast, like going out and doing new things, innovating, bringing this sense of community to your local area through entrepreneurship or creativity, art.
Yeah, so if anyone is familiar with our work, we actually, Michael John posted a video that we made for Crafted 2. So that's something that Kyle hit on. We like to do video work, so this kind of just a shameless plug to anyone who's watching. You know, we like to do film work. We have a YouTube page under BOHO HOBO. You can check out our stuff. We really like to do like event videography, and if you have an event coming up, well, obviously right now events aren't really happening in person, but when things do get back to normal, you know, we like to kind of barter, if you will. Like, we'll barter film work for, you know, being able to vend at your event for free, something like that. But yeah, video is a big way for us to showcase the lifestyle and also showcase the things that we are involved in when it comes to the art and creative
yeah, there's culture. A lot of different aspects to BOHO HOBO, but in a nutshell, it's basically multimedia production. That's like cut and dry what it is. That's what we do, and then we use film and photography and base it around the culture that we're trying to create. And we go to, like I said, we connect, network, and go to local events and try to basically get a sense of our local community first off through the networking, and then highlighting our interests through BOHO HOBO. Like we said, with nature, hiking. Me personally, I rock climb. Andy, he's a skier, and yeah, it's like filmed through our interest in networking at the same time.
Right. Yeah. So for anyone who's tuning in, it's Kyle and Andy with BOHO HOBO. We just kind of went through our clothes, showed off the loft a little bit. Now we're gonna get into the matcha demo. What time is it?
8:07.
8:07. Cool.
Let's get right into it.
So we're gonna get right into the matcha tea. Let's just flip the camera so you can.
Where's your mask?
Where's our mask?
Dude,
so so this is something that people were curious about earlier with Just Chick's portion. So at the Gear Factory, we all live together. So we've been kind of quarantined since March all together. And yes, you may be wondering, how are 20 plus people living together without like getting sick? Well, none of us have gotten sick, and we've all been abiding by some pretty strict rules. Any non-tenants are not allowed in the building, so we have really limited who can even come in here.
Let's get right into the tea.
But yeah, I'm just justifying that. Yeah, what's Kyle? Ready? I got it. I'm gonna flip the camera around here. All right, so as Kyle said, we just recently started.
Actually, I'll hold it.
You sure?
Yeah, I got this. And then you can do the mixing. Yeah, that's good. It's kind of like. Yeah, there we go.
All right. So as Kyle said, we recently just launched our matcha tea line, Bindle Tea. Whoop, this way.
Yeah.
So Bindle Tea is a it's matcha tea powder, ceremonial grade, and I'll get into some of the specifics behind this. But
yeah, so matcha tea, it's actually made out of green tea. So what they do in the process of making it is they have the leaves. It's originated out in Japan. They grow the leaves, and then right before it's picked, they'll put the shading over it. They'll cover it, and what the reason behind putting a shade over the plant is it pushes the chlorophyll into the leaf itself, and it pushes more nutrients, antioxidants, L-theanine, all these different like nutritious elements of the tea. And then they'll chop the tea, they'll hand pick the tea, dry out the leaves, they'll steam it to prevent it from any further like oxidation of the leaf itself.
And then they pick out the stems and veins, and they stone grind the rest of the plant matter into a fine grain powder, which I can kind of show you. And the lighting is really bad, but it's this nice light green.
Yeah, let's just pour it out.
I'll actually just put some on the table here so you guys can see. So this is what our matcha tea looks like. If you've had matcha before, you'll know that a lot of people sell culinary grade, which is made more for like cooking. Our matcha is ceremonial grade, which is the traditional grade of matcha that you would drink tea with. So you'll notice the difference strictly in the taste and the color. Ours is a lot more of a vibrant green, and it's less bitter tasting. And then culinary grade is a little bit more bitter, and it's kind of more of like a yellowish color to it, like a yellowish brown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's mainly just used for baking.
Yeah. So
let's get right into.
Most cafes sell culinary grade because it's cheaper, but it's not necessarily better tasting. Flavor of matcha. This is a common question. The flavor is umami. So umami is one of the 5 flavor profiles that you would know to identify with food. Those 5 would be sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and then umami or savory. We're good. I wanted to hit on one thing before we get into the demo here, and I'll show you how to make matcha tea and then also how to make a matcha latte. Is the health benefits of matcha. Why drink matcha anyways, right?
And why drink matcha over coffee?
Right. So we are not gonna sit here and tell you to stop drinking coffee. All we're gonna sit here and tell you is that matcha is a great alternative to drinking coffee in the morning. So why is it better or a better alternative? So coffee, typically most people drink maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 cups of coffee a day. Why is that? Because you want to get that caffeine, that energy rush, but then you end up crashing from that, and then you need to drink more to sustain that energy. With matcha tea, it's a more of an extended release of the caffeine. So the caffeine in a matcha drink is roughly 1/2 of a cup of coffee, but because it's extended release and it lasts longer, you don't need as much caffeine to sustain the energy. And the other great thing is there's no crash at the end. Health benefits that have been proven and done, and studies have been done on matcha tea: helps fight heart disease, type 2 diabetes, cancer, and it helps promote weight loss. So, and the other thing, it doesn't stain your teeth and it doesn't leave you with bad breath. So there's a lot of really great benefits of drinking matcha. Not going to sit here and tell you you have to drink it, but it's definitely something to consider. Let's get into the demo here. I know we're kind of halfway through our time here. So I got a little setup here. I'm just going to kind of run through what you need to make, if you were to buy matcha from us or anyone, how do you make it? What do you do with it? So I boiled some water. We're going to start with just a traditional matcha tea. Very simple. Boiled some water. So you want to start, and the instructions on how to make stuff is on our can, so it's really a nice added benefit to buying it from us. Got some instructions on the Bindle blend, which is what I'll show you first. You kind of make this blend before you make any drink, and then after it shows you how to make tea, a latte, or a smoothie. So first things first, you want to get a shot glass or something relatively the same size as a shot of alcohol or something. Pour in your hot water.
And this is to make the Bindle blend. So this is just a prepper to mixing the matcha.
Yeah.
To make sure it's nice and smooth before you get it into the actual drink.
So the big thing with matcha is because it's in a powder form, you really want to break it up. So the recommended amount is 1/2 tablespoon. So we will be selling these bamboo spoons and whisks soon.
And if you were to buy a tin, like right here, it's going to last you for 50 servings worth. So that lasts, if you're doing a little bit more than the recommended serving size, it'll probably last you about a month.
Yeah. So you want to start with about a 1/2 tablespoon. That's exactly what this is a 1/2 tablespoon. And you're going to pour that right into your water, right there. I personally like to do a little bit more, just kind of spread that flavor out. So next thing is you're going to want to whisk it. You can also or blend it, whatever you can do to really break up the powder. If you want to hover over that real quick. As you can see, it's kind of clumpy. So what you really want to do is take your whisk or spoon and you're going to move in kind of an M or W motion. I like to do this for a couple, maybe 10, 20 seconds. Really just make sure that you're getting in there. A nice thing that you can use is those handheld frothers or blenders. You kind of just hold it into the water and it spins it up. That's another great way of breaking up the matcha. All right, so now that we got this kind of mixed up, take your coffee mug, tea mug, whatever you call it. Hot water, just like tea. And fill the cup about 2/3 of the way. Then you're gonna take your matcha tea blend here and you're just gonna pour it right into the water. Now, traditionally speaking, that's where you would end for the tea. However, most people don't necessarily like the taste of tea or matcha alone. A lot of people like to use honey or sweeteners to it. I am a great proponent of using honey or agave. Currently using agave.
Agave is vegan as well.
Yeah, so I like...
Also, matcha's vegan too.
I like to kind of limit my impact on the environment, and so agave is a nice alternative to honey. Tastes just as good. And then you can just, Do a little bit of honey and stir it up. Bada bing, bada boom. You got some matcha tea. So that's your traditional way of doing the matcha tea. Now we're going to show you how to make a latte. A lot of people probably know how to make a latte. Well, I'm still going to explain it to you. So I already have my milk frother here. Milk frother helps make, a milk. I'm using almond milk. I typically use oat milk, but I couldn't get any at the store the last time I went. Put about, I want to say about half a cup of milk. The reason I say this is because you're frothing it, it's going to expand how much it's filling the frother, and it will overflow if you put too much in. So I like to do a little bit less just to be safe, and you can always put a little bit more milk in after. So have that frothing in there. Next thing you're going to do is do the same thing we did for the tea. You're going to make another Bindle blend. So with the matcha tea, we actually recently just started doing an ambassador program. So with the ambassador program, we will give you a promo code, and for every can of matcha tea that you get someone to use your promo code for, the person gets $5 off a can. So cans are $30, so you get a $25 can, and then the person whose promo code was used, they get $5 in cash, or you can use it as credit towards getting matcha or anything from our store. So
if anyone's interested in that, just send us a message in the chat.
Yeah, we already
Facebook chat or Instagram.
We already have about 5 or 6 ambassadors at this point, and people have already had their promo codes being used. So it's definitely something to consider. Definitely, if you're interested, just DM us, and we're pretty responsive, and we'll answer you.
So that's the Bindle blend right there. We just whisked it up.
All right, I'm just gonna wait.
And now we're working with that over there.
So I'm gonna actually stop this real quick because I forgot. I started to do this. Another thing you can do is you can just pour the matcha blend right into the frother. Pop that on.
And then mix it up for the rest.
And now it's going to mix it all in. See, it just turned green right away. And it was already frothed, so now that it's mixed, I'm just going to pour this right out. Nice and frothy.
And that's what you're going for with the whisk. You want to make sure it does get frothy. That's how you know it's ready to be drank.
Yeah. And that's really it. The other thing you can do with matcha, I mean, really just make your traditional smoothie, right? Fruits, yogurt, some milk, some sweetener, and then just add a couple scoops of matcha in there. It's a nice way to add some caffeine and some of the health benefits that we were talking about to your smoothies. Yeah, that's really about it. Matcha is really not that complicated, honestly. You can get creative with it, and it tastes really great. Pretty much every person that we've had try our what's it called, blend of matcha, has been very satisfied with the taste. Some people sell crappy matcha. They have a crappy supplier, and it shows. But Kyle and I did the research. We spent the time to find a good wholesaler, and we're really excited to share Bindle Tea. So kind of an update on everything BOHO HOBO. We will be selling this Bindle Tea and our clothes in Wildflowers at some point. Obviously with COVID-19 happening, we kind of have to wait and see when it makes sense for us to have like a display in the store. But if you have any questions regarding matcha or BOHO HOBO, feel free to DM us on our Instagram, which is BOHO __, or you can Facebook message us. We also have a Twitter account, YouTube, podcast. Literally, there's so many different ways that you can come in contact with us. Kyle and I are very responsive. We're always in our DMs talking with people. So don't be afraid to ask us questions. Leave a remark, whatever you wanna do. We like to hear from the community. So yeah. Do you have anything else, Kyle, to add to?
You did a terrific job.
Wow, thanks. Yeah, we're really excited about the future of BOHO HOBO. Doing Bindle Tea has been a really amazing experience. It was a manifestation of like 6 or 7 months of planning and research to get to this point, and it's been going great so far. So yeah, consider buying your matcha tea locally from a brand like us, as opposed to buying it off Amazon. We have really competitive prices, actually better pricing than most people that sell online. We have some people who are friends of ours that live in New York City, and they told us that they're going to strictly buy from us just based on price point. And it's good quality. So consider buying local. It helps us and it helps the community. We're here for the community of Syracuse, so why not support your local brands? That's about all I got, unless you have anything else, Kyle.
That's about it. I mean, just talking a little bit about the benefits of tea as opposed to coffee. One of the good things about the matcha itself, I'll just put the label right here, is that matcha has this chemical compound called L-theanine, and that's really good for having this. It'll if you're tired and you take L-theanine, it heightens your alertness, and then if you are energetic or anxietal, then the L-theanine will help create this relaxing effect for you. And as opposed to coffee, where you get the jitters and you get these like spikes in energy, the caffeine that's in the matcha paired up with the L-theanine provides this very slow. It's the slower additive of energy as opposed to the spikes you get with the coffee. And so you could drink 1 cup of matcha and have it last the entire day, and it'll be a slow phasing of energy, as opposed to drinking coffee and in the first hour you'll get that spike and then you'll crash for the rest of the day, and then you'll have to keep drinking more and more cups to keep that energy uptake. But with matcha tea, you could take just 1 cup in the morning and it'll have that sustained energy, and you won't be having those crazy crashes like you do with coffee.
Yeah. One last thing before we go, and I just want to say thank you to Michael John Haggerty for putting this on. Really sad that Crafted 3 couldn't happen in real life, like out where we can be face to face with everyone. But it's still really fucking awesome that we are able to do this virtually and have people actually engaging and showing up. Last thing I want to hit about matcha. People have probably said, "Oh, I've had matcha at Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks. What makes yours better than that?" So, Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts got on the matcha train when this became a popular trend a couple years ago. Their matcha is a scam. Basically, they found out that people did not like their matcha because, one, they were getting culinary grade, which is more bitter. And people would keep coming up and be like, "Can you like put more sugar or like sweetener in this? It doesn't taste great." And so they made a new formula of matcha that's full of additives and sugars, and it's not pure matcha tea. So if you buy matcha from them, just remember you're not drinking real matcha tea. You're drinking something that was concocted by these companies to help please the masses. But I will say, we are selling strictly matcha, 100% pure matcha tea, ceremonial grade. It's better than Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts. If you take the time to understand more about matcha and make drinks and mess around and kind of experiment, you'll realize that it's a lot better than drinking an expensive cup from Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks. But yeah, I think that's about all we got. Probably went over our time a little bit. Thanks for watching again.
26.
DM us if you have any questions. Thanks again, Michael John.
Also, check us out on our Instagram page. I don't know if we probably said that
already
before.
said it, but
yeah, we're posting content all the time and on our YouTube channel as well to get a better idea of like what the brand is all about.
Yep.
So, thanks for watching.
Cool. Have fun.
This is Kyle.
Andy.
Signing off.
Peace out.
BOHO HOBO. Explore endlessly.
Thanks for watching.